Mr. President, the committee found that there was no credible information that Iraq was complicit in or had foreknowledge of the September 11th attacks or any other al-Qaeda strike.
All right, well, there's a new Senate report on pre-war Iraq intelligence that has Democrats making yet new accusations that the White House intentionally, deliberately misled the nation into war. They say that the information was manipulated into linking Saddam Hussein with al-Qaeda. Was there anything new in this report, or was it some midterm election year politics? With us now, Congressman Peter King, the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, and Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, the host of War Stories, among a host of other bestsellers as well. Congressman, to you first, what did you make of this report?
Neil, from what I've seen, it's just more of the same. The fact is that the president never linked Saddam Hussein to 9/11. What he did say was that Iraq, so long as it was refusing to comply with UN inspections in the midst of such a turbulent area and could have had WMD available for terrorist groups to use, it was essential that Saddam Hussein be removed. But I never heard the president anyway link Saddam Hussein to 9/11, other than to say that this is a very turbulent area of the world, a very volatile area of the world, and that Saddam Hussein had to be removed if there was any hope of bringing any stability to that area and going after Islamic terrorism.
I think, and I'm paraphrasing here, Colonel, some of the Democrats have been saying the president did nothing to defy the umbrella of suspicion to Saddam.
Let me just back up a second. First of all, this is based on the CIA's intelligence pre-2005, and we know how appallingly bad that was. That's number one. George Tenet never should have been left there as long as he was. Number two, one of the things that was collected, Neil, and I actually have a copy of it with me, this is a DGI report dated 1992 by the intelligence service of Saddam Hussein reporting on their contacts with none other than the head of al-Qaeda in a meeting that they had, and they're talking about how they're going to work together. We're talking about al-Qaeda, we're talking about Osama bin Laden, and that's their report, not this government's. That was found among the millions of pages of documents that were collected up after the victory.
So why didn't these guys mention that?
Well, because, again, this is the CIA that, quote, couldn't prove that this report by the Iraqi intelligence service was true. Number two.
How do you know it is?
Well, unless they were lying to their boss, trying to get a promotion or something, it probably is true.
And the reason why I mentioned, I'm not making the bad of the Democratic position point is they were almost pushing documents to support the cause, even if they were specious.
But again, this is a CIA that did not know that Abu Nidal, the guy that tried to kill my wife and kids and me back in 1987, was a resident in Baghdad, not in Tripoli, Libya, but in Baghdad. They did not know that Abu Abbas, the hijacker of the coup ship at Kili Loro, the murderer of Leon Klinghoffer, was the front man for distributing tens of thousands of dollars to Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade's martyrs' families. He is a resident in Baghdad, was captured in April of 2003 after U.S. forces. This is a direct connection to terrorism. Salman Pak, I was there, saw the bomb blankets, saw the bomb vests, saw the materials that were used and printed in more than 6 languages to assist terrorists of other nations going through the Salman Pak school outside of Baghdad. Saddam Hussein was up to here in terrorism, and for this committee to deny that is unreality.
Well, Congressman, back to the bigger point and whether there is any point here. I mean, it is a moot point, right? I mean, we're knee-deep in Iraq right now. We're knee-deep in continuing the fight against al-Qaeda. Why bring this up now, whether it's accurate or not?
Well, they're trying to undermine the president. First of all, I agree with Ali. There have been definite connections between Saddam Hussein and al-Qaeda. In fact, back in 1998, when the Clinton administration attacked the chemical weapons factory in Sudan, what they said was one, Sandy Berger said the chemical weapons there could have well been supplied by Saddam Hussein. So they actually thought that Saddam Hussein was supplying weapons to al-Qaeda. And also one of the bombers of the 1993 World Trade Center was given sanctuary in Iraq by Saddam Hussein. But the fact is, President Bush never gave that as the reason for going to war. It was because they were not complying with UN inspections and refused to account for the weapons of mass destruction that they admitted having after 1991. And it is moot, though, to this extent, because we are in a war right now. And the fact that John Kerry was insisting on war with Iraq and that Senator Clinton and others forces back in 2001, 2002 was saying that we should take action against Iraq. That, to me, is all in the past also. We have to win in Iraq. We have to bring about a stable government.
Okay.
We have to build up the armed forces. And the Democrats are undermining the president in time of war.
Real quickly, Colonel, do you agree with that? That this is just divisive, period?
Well, I think they're on the run because the president's made some very strong pitches here this last several days over what needs to be done to win the war on terror. They know that they don't have those kinds of answers. This is their firing back at the president.
All right, Colonel, I want to thank you. Congressman, always good seeing you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neil.
Well, mean-spirited, slanted, biased, Hollywood. That's not Republicans saying that. That's Democrats saying that. The fuss over a docudrama that's creating a whole lot of drama from the least suspecting place after this.